Alright, let's talk rocket artillery. But not the rocket artillery that you're thinking. Oh no, no. My buddy and I decided that we were going to pick up some meme vehicles in the most recent Enlisted sale. And so today we are going to be going over the 112th Panzer Division 124th Tank Regiment from the USSR. I know the name is a little bit misleading. So initially the division was formed in 1932 in Kiev as the 2nd Separate Mechanized Brigade. In 1938 participated in Kherson, and in the fall of 1941 the division was sent to the Western Front. What do they come with? Well, they come with the BM-8-24. And what, you might ask, is the BM-8-24? Well, it's this cute little chassis with a rocket rack on the roof. Basically a Katusha on treads. And it's a nifty little vehicle. So the BM-8-24, it's a modification of the Guard's jet mortars of the Katusha, type mounted on the chassis of the T-60 tank, capable of launching 82mm rockets up to 6,000 meters. So, in-game, I don't think anybody's worried about launching them 6,000 meters, but they certainly can get the job done within, say, I don't know, 100, 200 meters. In my experience, I don't think I've shot it further than, like, 200-300 meters, and I've shot it as close as, like, 20 meters. It does have issues looking down. It's meant to be rocket artillery. It's not really meant for you to drive it up and use it like a frontline fire support vehicle. Like, that's not what it is, but that's how I use it, so go figure. So, stats-wise, you're getting 82mm M8 rockets, you get 24 of them, and your vehicle can move at 43.22 kilometers an hour. Its armor, I mean, if you really care about armor in this thing, is 35 on the front, 15 on the side, 25 on the back, and 10 on the bottom, with 25 on the side of the turret. You've got 76 pony power at 3,400 RPM with a weight of 5.8 tons. So, all of this is to say you're pretty mobile, you do have a decent loadout as far as weaponry goes. The problem is getting those rounds, or in this case rockets, on your target, and also not dying. So, part of the issue with this vehicle is that you are exceptionally vulnerable. Like, playing with some machine guns might be able to kill you. Playing with cannons definitely can kill you. Bombs, rockets, AT weapons, all the normal things that can kill tanks, they kill you just fine. But on the flip side, you're pretty mobile, so you can shift around if you need to. Now, the rocket rack can only pivot, let's say, I don't know precisely, but let's say 45 degrees left and right. So you can't just turn the rocket rack 90 degrees to the left and, like, shoot and then scoot off. Like, you're kind of facing whatever you shoot at, and this is a Russian vehicle, so your reverse gear is really not the greatest, but you can shoot them, turn, and then scurry away, which ultimately is what you're going to have to do because you only have 24 rockets, and you can sit here and fire them and go pew 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 pew, right, for 24 rockets. Well, once you run out of rockets, you need to go back and you need to get more, because this thing does not reload in the field. Once you do get back to a resupply point, you're going to sit there and you're going to have to wait for your whole rack to reload, because it only reloads 3 rockets at a time. So you're going to drive back, you're going to park, and you're going to be there for like 30 seconds. So it's not exactly the quickest vehicle in the world when it comes to reloading it. It's not like a lot of the other tanks where you just drive by the point and boom, you're good to go. But the trade-off for this is if you need to shoot at lots of targets, you can shoot at lots of targets. Like, it's almost like having an autoloader without having an autoloader. And that's kind of fun. Now, the blast radius is not the greatest. Sometimes with these rockets, you'll hit somewhere near somebody and you'll kill them. Sometimes you'll just be a little smidge of a bit too far away and you won't kill them. Admittedly, there are times where I feel like I should have killed somebody that I didn't, but by and large, for the most part, when I shoot near people, it usually seems like it kills them, so I can't complain too much, especially at BR2, where most of the tank guns on most of the BR2 tanks notoriously do not kill people, even when you shoot their feet. So, take it where you can get it, right? Now, like I said before, it doesn't look down very well, which is mildly inconvenient, but it's not the end of the world. And your rockets all fire off their own rail, so where you can pretty easily predict where your shell is going to go on a normal tank, on this, it takes some getting used to. You kind of have to get used to the order in which your rockets fire, because, you know, their position changes, so sometimes they will hit things. Like, I was shooting in a rail yard on Stalingrad. Some of those rockets, just because of where the rocket rack was, hit the train car next to me instead of flying down and hitting the enemy. Also, there is no external view for this. You can't stick anybody's head out. I would really like to be able to stick the driver's head out. I understand that there's no way for me to stick the gunner's head out. There's literally no hatch to stick their head out. You know, it is what it is. But I can live with that. It's not the end of the world. I would just like to be able to stick my driver's head out for when I want to drive around and rearm, just because I can get more visibility, and I don't know, I like being able to see. So, is this a vehicle that I would recommend? If you are a memer and a dreamer, yeah, 100%. This thing can be a bunch of fun to just take out and goof around with. It's certainly a neat vehicle. There's not really anything else like it in the Russian tech tree. The Panzerwerfer is similar, but I think the Panzerwerfer is more useful. Just because A, you can reload, B, it's got a machine gun, C, you can shoot it sideways, so you can, like, position the front of your tank so you're ready to scoot off if you see something that's dangerous. You can't do any of that with this. Also, I feel like the splash radius on those rockets is a little bit bigger. The Calliope, also much more useful because it's actually a tank. The shared downside, I guess, is most tanks the Calliope runs into, and most tanks the Panzerwerfer run into, you're not going to be able to do dick all to the tanks. This thing is kind of the same. In my experience, you shoot at another tank, you tread it, that's about it. Maybe you get lucky and you break something. Maybe you get exceptionally lucky and you kill somebody in it. But generally speaking, you're not killing tanks. So, from a competitive standpoint, no, absolutely not. I don't recommend it. Like, if you're a power player, or if you only want to spend money on premiums that are going to give you some sort of advantage in your grind, this is not it. This is the kind of vehicle that you pick up either because you're a collector and you like things that are cool, things that are unique. Maybe you have one specific nation that you just want everything for. In any of those cases, sure, go ahead. Maybe you just want to play a tank and just have fun and do something different, sure, go ahead. But if you're getting a vehicle because you want power, I think that there are better options. I think that you're better off with the T-50 in the Russian tech tree. I think you're probably better off with the Su-76. It just feels more consistent and more reliable, plus you can deal with enemy tanks. I want to say you're better off with the T-28, but I hate the T-28. So, I think I'd rather have this than the T-28. I mean, if I'm going to have two tanks where I blow up every time, like, somebody bounces a tin can off the roof, then at least I'd rather have the one that's mobile. So, take that as you will. I haven't really fussed around with perks on it because, to be honest, I feel like most of the perks just don't matter. You don't switch shell types in this, you don't reload it, so there's advanced targeting. Everything that goes through it will just go through it and kill you, so I don't think I'm worried about vitality. I've never actually thought about repairing it. I mean, it's got a two-man crew. If you get hit, you're probably screwed. So, I don't think the perks matter on this vehicle at all. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else really to go over. I think it's a cool tank. I've had fun with it. Let me know if you have it, or if you're interested in it, or, you know, any neat tidbits that you know about it. As per usual, get out there, kick ass, take names, and win your games.